in.
Hello everybody, this is Truman Talks Treasure. I'm Truman. The treasure we're talking about today is going to be the second week I spent with my original Xbox. Click it. Alright, now that original Xbox, I said the second week. That's because when I decided to do this little project, I was going to only spend 1 week with each system, but it wasn't enough time to do all the things I really wanted to do, so I added a second week. And the original Xbox was the first one that was selected by random on wheeldecide.com. Now, that kind of works out because the original Xbox was the first machine I really did any collecting for before I even realized I was collecting. Originally, throughout my video gaming history, when I was done with a game, I would sell it off to get new games as opposed to just keep them up on the shelf like I do now. When I was living in LA, I had to get a new original Xbox because mine had died, and I ended up getting a used one that came with 25 games, and instantaneously, that was the most games I'd ever had in any collection whatsoever. And I was like, look at how pretty all those games look. And then I was hooked. I found out that Game Dude, if you're not familiar with Game Dude, look it up. It's an online store, but it has a warehouse, a live warehouse in the Los Angeles area. I lived like a couple miles away from that, and ended up being a little bit of trouble. I actually have the sheets. I'll look one up and post it up on a picture later. I don't have one here, and I want to do it live. Dang it, we're going to do it live. Last time on the first week, I showed you what the shelf looked like on the original Xbox. Well, this time we're going to take a look at my memory of my actual Xbox. Here it is. I don't necessarily still own all these games, but clearly I did own them, at least put them in the machine for a little bit. Many of these probably ended up getting resold. At some point, I did need to replace the hard drive in my original Xbox, so I don't have original saves, unfortunately, anymore. But I do have to say, I do got a chunky little list here of games on my memory card. I have never ever seen an original Xbox with just games loaded on it that has ever shown anything other than that 50,000 plus available as far as Xbox hard disk space. That's a great game. Jimmy was supposed to come over this week, but he canceled like 3 times, and we're going to do a little 2-player co-op on this. Jimmy being Jimmy. You didn't get that done. That's something I did find out this week. I did find out that my Fatal Frame, my original Fatal Frame, needs to be rebuffed, as well as my Jedi Knight Academy game. Hopefully I can get those operational again. Indigo Prophecy, great game if you've never played it. Yeah, that's the game I have to get rebuffed. The NFL Street game was a game I played while I was being shot at while I was a human target for the company shootingjoe.com. I had a lot more of those OMX discs I should have just put in just to have them in the memory card. I got rid of all of them last year. Love those Tony Hawk games. Reckless, the very first game I ever played on an original Xbox that I owned myself. All right. All right, well, that is what I have on the hard drive of my original Xbox. It is now time to find out what the next game console is going to be. We'll be playing this next game console for 2 weeks, right back on schedule, and there won't be a second split week going on because that was only with one system, and that was the Xbox, and we've done that second week now. So, without further ado... Oh, wait, before we do that, I have to tell you guys. Okay. The big things of the week were I found out that 2 different games ended up needing to be rebuffed. I talked about that earlier. Fatal Frame and Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy. Both of these games load up but then freeze, so buffing should take care of it. I had one awesome thing take place when Dustin and I played a little NHL Hits 2003. In fact, we'll show that right now. Come on. Yeah! The goalie scored! I think that's the 3rd or 4th goal. I think the 4th goal Dustin and I have gotten together. Everything has to come together just right, and you have to really be teammates and know what the other person is going to do. And it worked out perfect for us when we played a little NHL Hits 2003. What could very well be maybe the very best game for the system. But I spent most of my time running through Capcom Classics Collection, essentially putting 1/4 into each of the games. I'm going to be posting each of those as separate videos. Unfortunately, some of them will be very, very short videos. Okay, now it's time to find out what the game console next week will be, or for the next 2 weeks will be. Here we go. PlayStation 1. Total classic system. I've got a bunch of good games. I've got a Diablo 1 game, Diablo 1 for the PlayStation 1 game going. Me and Dustin are going to get on that and see if we can't get our characters to where they are on the PS3 saved version of that game. Anyways, 2 weeks with the PlayStation 1. Until next time, keep it in the books.